He's a two-time loser, this Jim Jordan, the Republican from Ohio, the flame-throwing hate machine. He was trying to win the House Speaker's gavel, but couldn't get the 217 votes he needed.
He had worse today than he did yesterday. Yesterday, there were 20 people that voted for some other candidate that could have voted for him. And today, there's 22. So he's losing ground.
He's an election denier. He is, as we have told you before, and as you no doubt are aware already, he clearly had some kind of communications on an ongoing basis with Donald Trump, who is his Lord and Savior, clearly. And on J6, he continued to communicate with Trump. And so when you look at Jim Jordan, he's a despicable guy. I mean, this is to leave aside, of course, the cover-up that he was part of for sexual abuse that was going on in his men's wrestling program that he was aware of. Multiple pieces of testimony have indicated that in multiple different forums and venues. This guy is despicable is the word that comes to mind. Happy to see him go down. But here's the other thing. I didn't mean to, but here's the other thing I mentioned to you the other day, and I thought to myself, I wonder if people really understand what I mean when I say Jim Jordan, because Kim, you were saying, Jim Jordan, he can make deals and give it up, but he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who wants to make a deal.
Right.
And I was saying it's worse than that. He really pursues a policy of intimidation. He literally tries to intimidate his way to the speakership. And here, afterwards, I thought, I wonder if people really get how that's a real thing.
Yeah.
And so here is what I'm talking about. An example, the wife of North Carolina Congressman Don Bacon got anonymous text messages warning her husband to back Jim Jordan as Speaker, or he will not hold any political office ever again. Remember I told you about the robocalls and all the ways that they were going to pressure in the district? Here it is.
And that's what I was going to say is you were totally right. Because even Representative Nick LaLotta is saying the pressure campaign from Jordan's allies hasn't worked, has only made members opposing Jordan dig in even more. And you see the not only the pressure, but the intimidation, as you just mentioned. Yeah, you had it right yesterday for sure.
It's outrageous. The guy is a bully. And he tried to bully himself into the House speakership, and it's not working out for him. As you say, Kim, he is falling shorter today than he did in the last vote.
Yeah. LaLotta calls it a tactical error for Jordan to go to the floor today and lose even more votes. He said, I think him losing ground is probably evidence that it was a tactical error to bring it to the floor without ironing any of these issues out. So...
This
Congressman
Don Bacon, he's a Republican from Nebraska. He was one of the most notorious holdouts on Jordan from the GOP side. And this is a guy who took a lot of heat from right-wing media. Brian Kilmeade called him a dumbass on Fox. And then his wife got these, intimidating texts, these messages sent to her phone.
And it's like, is that really going to make someone vote for you? No, it's not going to make someone vote for you. Are you threatening and cajoling people and belittling and berating?
Well, let me tell you, Kim, I actually disagree with you on this. Donald Trump exists as a political entity as he is leading the GOP, even though I understand that, reasonable minds could differ as to whether or not he may win the presidency. But he is someone who has really gone unchastened. He's not been leashed. There was no attempt to put him on a leash by his party because of intimidation and fear. The GOP is scared, literally scared for their own safety. This is why the Trump intimidation tactics in his various court cases are effective. They intimidate witnesses. They intimidate public servants. Look what he did to those two poll workers.
Yeah.
So
And the minions they call with the death threats and freak people out. Yeah.
It's the ripple effect of all that hate and bullying and intimidation. So Jordan, who again worships at the church of Donald Trump, he tries the same thing, but it doesn't work out for him.
No.
So this idea of political intimidation is, I mean, open political intimidation of the sort that we're seeing is a really dangerous thing that occurs on the GOP side. And there's always been horse trading associated with politics. And as you suggested, Kim, the giving up of certain things or compromises to get to what you want, to get the votes you want. But this literal physical intimidation and threat, that's a real new thing that I think for the most part Trump has unleashed. And again, the Trump disciple Jim Jordan is using it. Hard to believe that he would go for another vote, although he certainly got it in him. He doesn't care. I mean, I think he's not someone who's shamed easily.
Yeah.
So, anyway, if there's time, we'll get some thoughts from the great Rothman about that as well.
The Mark Thompson Show.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.